Welcome to the Long Run with Joel and Christy. I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
What are we doing today?
We were challenged by Dawn from Centsible Living with Money Mom to do the miracle morning routine for just 7 days. And so we took her up on that challenge. We are going to do that for 7 days. And we're going to show you at the end of the video what we thought about the miracle morning and whether or not we think that's something we want to do in the future. By the way, just as a note, if you are familiar with the miracle morning routine, which we will link his book down there in the description, but if you are familiar with it, you know that I think it goes for 30 days. We're aware of that, yeah. The idea was just for us to see if it's anything we'd even want to pursue in the future.
Yep.
So we're going to let you know if after 7 days of doing this, if we think we want to go for another 23 days.
Yep.
So stick around with us. Before we get to how we feel about it, we're going to quickly summarize what the miracle morning routine is so that you kind of know what we'll be doing for these 7 days.
Yep.
All right.
So it's called the Lifesavers. S is for silence. That's you take 10 minutes of silence. A is for affirmations. 10 minutes of affirmations, and 10 minutes for all of these. V is for visualization.
E.
If you know where that's from, drop us a comment below. E is for exercise. R is for
Reading.
And then S is for scribing, which means writing down or journaling your thoughts and the things that you've done during the day.
Each of those are 10. And also, he also has this section where he talks in his book about getting up at 5 a.m. every morning and tips for getting your morning started so that you don't want to just get back into bed.
Yep.
We will note that because his schedule it fluctuates a lot. Sometimes we don't get into bed till 10:30 or 11 because he didn't get home earlier than that. So sometimes if we got up at 5, I would end up getting like 5 hours of sleep, which is really not enough for me.
And he talks about that in the book.
Yes.
You can adjust it a little bit if you need to.
So we are adjusting it to 6 a.m. because most of the time I can handle getting up at 6 a.m. One thing that if you followed us during the Project 50 challenge, you know that I struggled with even getting up at 6 a.m. on the Project 50 challenge. So one thing that he pointed out was to put your phone and alarms and stuff away from your bed so that you can't easily hit the snooze button. And so I'm going to be doing that to see if that might help me actually get up at 6 o'clock every morning. So fingers crossed that works, because I've been trying to make 6 a.m. a regular routine time to get up for a while.
All right, so let's get to it. We're going to jump 7 days ahead. All right, so we went through the 7 days from the miracle morning with the challenge with Dawn, and what did you think of it?
First of all, I want to tell you that if you see any shaking with the camera, my thing that actually holds the phone on the ring light broke. We've ordered another piece, but we're having to hold the camera with our hand. So I know that Joel's going to try to be as steady as possible, but just in case you do see any shaking, it's probably that his hand's getting tired because I'm talking about this instead of the miracle morning. Mm-hmm. All right. So, I liked parts of it, and I'm definitely going to keep doing those. One of the things that we talked about was whether or not I would be able to get up at 6 o'clock every morning, and I've done that. Without fail, I've gotten up by at least 6 o'clock. Having to physically get out of bed to go turn the alarm off was a good strategy to make me just go ahead and stay up. That doesn't mean that I didn't take a nap on the couch later in the day.
Heard.
But I did get up. It got me out exercising every morning, except this one because we had to go buy groceries, but I'm going to do it later in the day. Yeah. But normally I would go do that first. We just didn't have time this morning, or I didn't have time this morning. Yeah. He did exercise this morning. And let's see, the silence, I use that for time for me to do my quiet time, my Bible study. for the affirmations, they never, when people say affirmations on videos and they say things like money will flow to me or anything like that, it doesn't feel authentic. It feels like something you feel like you can control, and I don't feel that there's any way to control that. So what I did instead was I found what I looked up was the names of God that are used in the Bible, and then I created these affirmations around the names of God. So like the first one I did was Jehovah Jireh, which means the Lord will provide. So I said things like, Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide. I do not have to worry because I know that God will provide for me. And so I structured affirmations around not what I can control, but what God can control. So that actually, I enjoyed that because I read about each name of God before I structured an affirmation about him. I actually read scriptures and devotions that talked about what that name means. So I enjoyed that. Visualization, I probably won't continue that. It doesn't feel like, it feels like I was trying to come up with something just so I could say I visualized something. So I probably won't continue that because it didn't feel like I was being true to myself. If I come up with something that I'm like, oh, that's something I want to visualize and I can see it happening in my life, then maybe I'll start visualizing it. But right now I couldn't think of anything that made sense to me other than seeing myself holding a little grandbaby, which we do know that we will have our first grandchild born in 2024.
Yep. So
that's really all I could really see. Other than that, I just was like, I don't even know if that feels authentic. The reading 10 minutes every day, we were already doing that because of the Project 50 challenge that we did a few months ago, which we will link down in the description if you want to see some of those videos. And what was the other thing? Journal. I already journal for 10 minutes anyway, so that was no problem. So I think I will continue everything except for the visualization part.
All right. So yeah, most of the stuff we've already been doing, like she said, and even when we're doing the Project 50 challenge, we were doing that. And even before that, we were already still doing some of that. So we'll keep doing a lot of that. The affirmations, I'll do some of those. That's like, tell myself to have a good day and, things like that. Visualizations, I'm better at it than she is because I visualize like when I go out to run. Before I go out to run, I visualize finishing those runs. They don't always finish the way I visualize them, but when I'm coming up on a race, I always visualize crossing the finish line and completing my goals. So those are things I can do and probably will continue to do as well. So the reading, we've already done that. I'm not a big journaler, so maybe I need to start. I don't know, but I never really could get that going. And I didn't even with the Project 50 challenge. I didn't do it. So and this one was only 7 days. I didn't do it. So there you go.
I'm Lee Trevinoing you.
Yeah, I know you're Lee Trevinoing me. If you know what that movie, if you know what that's from, what movie that references from, drop us in the comments. Let us know if you ever seen Lee Trevino doing this. It's in a movie. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at, and we enjoy doing it, and we're thankful for Dawn for encouraging us and challenging us to do this with her. Go over and check out her video as well.
Again, we know it was only 7 days and you're supposed to do it for 30, but the idea was for us to know right off if we even wanted to do 23 more days, or if we just wanted to take things that we enjoyed about it and do those and take the things that we didn't enjoy out. And that's pretty much what we've done, right? We've said we like these parts and we're going to do this, and we're not going to do, well, for me, visualization. But and maybe for him journaling, but maybe we can get him to do it.
We'll see. All right, so that's going to do it. If you'd like to see some more of our escapades, some things that we do, check out this video right here. You can click it after we say the thing we always say. That's going to do it today for the Long Run with Joel and Christy. I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
Don't get us a long run. Give yourself a little grace.
Bye.